What is good, fam? It is your host, JP Buffett, here with This Week in Points and Travel. Thank you for joining me again today. In today's stories, we're going to be talking about an update on the 80K offer from Chase. Also, might the 524 rule be done? We'll be looking at how JetBlue is launching 2 new routes to Puerto Rico this summer, Marriott adding a few new hotels in Vietnam, and the 500 best hotels according to Travel and Leisure. If you're interested in those stories, stay tuned. Let's start off with the update on the 80K offer from Chase. Last week, I talked about how this was a secret, well, an open secret, but it was a secret link nonetheless to get this 80K Chase offer. Well, that's not the case anymore. This is actually on Chase's public website. So if you want to go and get this offer for yourself without, looking for any clandestine links, you can go right there to the Chase's public website and find that. I'm not 100% sure how long this is going to last, but if you are in the market for a new Chase card, this might be the time for you to pull that trigger. Although I have to say, this offer, given a few years back, this offer ended, or it came up right before the summer. And when it ended around June-ish time, Chase came out with another offer for 100K this time over the summer. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to, take the bird in the hand or the two in the bush? But if you're asking me, I would say the 80K offer is fine. You might want to, not wait and it go back down to the 60K and you not get another chance at this. But if you are willing to wait and take a gamble, by all means, I'd say don't press your luck, but it might be out there. With that, we move on to our next story. In this story, we are continuing with Chase, and we're going to be talking about the Chase 524 rule and how it might be no more. Well, not really. This is a report coming from a doctor of credit. So, for listeners who are not aware, the Chase 524 rule simply means that Chase will automatically deny you if you have opened at least 5 cards from any issuer within the past 24 months, so basically within the past 2 years. Though for most business cards, this is not the case. They do not fall under this rule. This is usually personal cards. But at the end of the day, if you've opened at least 5 cards within the last 24 months, you will automatically be denied by Chase, which is the 524 rule. But yeah, according to a post by on Doctor of Credit, there have been a number of people on Reddit talking about how they received the 80K offer or even the 90K in branch offer while being well above 524. Now, we've seen this before with the Chase Inc. Business card, but those are business cards. This is the Sapphire Preferred is a personal card. So this is uncharted territory. But yeah, a YouTuber by the name of Mark Plymale basically had an interesting take on this, where he basically said that Chase, like any bank, is trying to get new customers to get interest. I think that is a pretty interesting take because this is a way that they can gain more money, especially for people who do not understand how credit cards work and will carry a balance. So offering this 80K, even to people who are above 524, people who have opened multiple credit cards, might be advantageous for the bank. I would say, given that this is an increased offer, that might be the rule they're going off of. If there is an increased offer on the card, they might throw 524 out of the window. I would say we had to look for more data points on this, but that is a possibility. With that being said, though, and with the possibility that Chase is doing this because they're trying to raise their revenue, I would always say be knowledgeable about how you use credit cards. You can, debt is not your friend. You want to pay your cards off when the balance is due at the end of the statement period. Life does happen. Sometimes you do have to carry a balance, but that is a rule to live by. Pay your cards off by the statement due date. But yeah, if you're over 524, but you're looking to get the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I would say go for it. I would say pull the trigger. If you're interested in, are you willing to get another inquiry? I'd say pull the trigger and see if you can get this 80K offer. It's definitely worth it for people who are interested in this card. So next up, we're going to be talking about a quick story here. This is from my preferred airline, JetBlue. JetBlue will be adding two more routes to Puerto Rico. This is actually increasing their footprint in the Caribbean. Yes, JetBlue will be adding two nonstop flights between San Juan and Durham. This is in North Carolina, and Tampa in Aguadilla, starting on July 5th, 2023. So that's just a few months away. So they'll be adding a couple of more flights. And the juicy bit is that if you're flying from Durham or if you're flying from Tampa to visit Puerto Rico, they're actually having an introductory offer of $99 one way. So that's pretty reasonable offer if you ask me, especially if you're coming from these places. I'm not in North Carolina or in Tampa, Florida, but if I was there and I want to go visit Puerto Rico, I would definitely hop on these offers 100%. But yeah, that's our quick story coming out of JetBlue. Our next story will be talking about Marriott and how they're adding over 2,500 rooms in Vietnam. This story comes courtesy of Upgrade Points. So, Marriott had previously announced back in 2022 that they'll be adding 8 hotels in Vietnam. This will be partnered through Vine Peril, sorry, Vine Pearl, which basically is Marriott's largest partner in the region. And what they found in this update from this 2022 announcement, is that they'll have 3 hotels that will be converted to the Marriott portfolio, and they'll be adding 4 more hotels that have up to 1,200 rooms. This will be under construction going. This will be under construction going until 2028. So this is pretty exciting Marriott news coming out of Marriott. So here's a direct quote coming from Marriott about the expansion, and it says, "quote With new locations earmarked in important tourism hubs like Da Nang and Nha Trang, our anticipated inaugural resort in popular cultural town of Hoi An, and an anticipated first international brand 5-star hotel of in Bac Nha." I am so sorry for the pronunciations here. You can check out the updated points article, but they say that they are well positioned to meet Vietnam's diverse hospitality needs in the primary, secondary, and tertiary destinations. So basically, what they're saying is they're going to add a lot more hotels in Vietnam. The hotels range in terms of their caliber, from I'm guessing lower, like more budget hotels to more 5-star resort locations. But they're expanding their footprint in the area. And Upgrade Points basically goes on to detail the different hotels that they're adding and what they're changing. But I think this is pretty interesting or pretty nice news coming out of Marriott. They're continuing to expand their reach in South Asia, and it's a calculated move on their part. I will also say this is big news for Marriott loyalists, or people who want to stay at resorts or Marriott hotels in Vietnam. I'm sure there'll be many point redemptions that people can latch onto. So it's very great news coming from them. And finally, we're going to end on the list of the 500 best hotels in the world. This is according to Travel and Leisure. So the list has some of your familiar locations, has the same regions as Bora Bora. I personally have never been to Bora Bora. I hear a lot of people talk about Bora Bora and the Maldives, especially in the Points and Miles community. I'm sure if and when I go, I will have my opinions on that. But I was actually interested in a lot of the other hotels they were showing that weren't your typical brands, your typical Marriott's, Hilton's, Hyatt's. They had some boutique places like Public, which is in New York City. I definitely felt like this list sparked some interest in places I might be wanting to go to, and gave me some hotels that might be off of my radar that I might want to look into. So if you're looking for your next getaway and you want to find some hotels that are maybe off the beaten path, I definitely think you should take a look at these different hotels from Travel and Leisure. I will leave a link to that in the description if you want to know more about that. But yeah, guys, that is it for this week in Points in Travel. If you are on YouTube, please give this podcast a like. It will help out tremendously. Also, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. And with that, guys, I will see you next Friday. Until then, peace.